Vision Cast. Right now we're here at Women's Convention 2020, and you could feel the atmosphere is dynamic. We have women from all over the world here just so they can worship God and hear a dynamic word from our leaders. And tonight we have a special topic just for you, and it's on the third wave of revival that is happening in our ministry. If you're new or if you just happen to stumble upon this Vision Cast, the third wave is something that is taking place in our ministry that doesn't just involve our God's anointed now generation, but it involves our pioneer and our Joshua generation. That we believe that this revival is going to be the biggest revival that the world has ever seen. And there's such a need for leaders to rise up. And now is the time for the third wave to rise up and take their place and dispossess the nations. And tonight I have two special prime examples of what is taking place in this third wave. And I have Mia from Victory Outreach Whittier, and I also have Darina from Victory Outreach San Bernardino. Welcome to Vision Cast. Thank you so much for being here tonight. And, why don't you introduce yourselves to the audience? Mia, you can go.
My name is Mia, and I'm a product of the women's home. I used to be messed up on drugs, a PCP addict, and I went into the women's home, and Jesus changed my life, and he delivered me. And then I walked straight into the UTC, where God developed me. And then I went back home, and I ran a women's home for 2 years. Then I got the opportunity to go to the MTC, where God really began to show me the burden, and he began to give me the capacity to be a leader in this ministry, and it was like so amazing there.
Yeah, I'm Darina, and I'm from San Bernardino, and I grew up in the ministry. I had the privilege of being raised by Victory Outreach. My parents got saved when I was just a young girl, so I went through the life flow of the church, kids gang to new gen to high school, and now being a young adult, answering the call upon my own life. I got married just last year, and now me and my husband have the privilege to go and be on a team, and it's just the most amazing thing to know that you really do have a place here in Victory Outreach.
Yes, and like I said, you guys are both prime examples of what is taking place in this third wave. That you could see that, Darina, you were a church kid, and Mia, you were, out on the streets. You were probably the worst of the worst. But, God brought you guys into this ministry, and God radically changed your lives.
Yes.
That even as a church kid, God could be the God of your parents, the God of your brothers, your sisters, your grandparents, but God became the God of your life.
Definitely.
And in this third wave, we need leaders like you both. We need young women that are ready, that are trained and equipped to take their place.
Yes.
And you guys are the ones that are rising up. And Darina, you recently got married just a year ago.
Yeah.
And share what happened this past month when you guys went to the Eurowave.
Yeah, so we have the privilege. I'm in awe of what God's doing in our lives. While we were there in at the Euroway, we sat down with Pastor Sonny, and he asked us if we'd be willing to go to Amsterdam. And how could you say no to an opportunity like that? The Amsterdam International Church, they have pastors there. They have a team already. Pastor Sonny really wants to invest, and I just feel blessed to be a part of the wave that's going to happen in Europe. I know Europe is ripe and ready for harvest. I know there are leaders in those churches that are ready to go out, and I'm just excited to be a part of that move.
Yeah, and you and your husband are such examples. You guys are gang regionals for the Inland Empire and also Coachella Valley. Gabriel is a gang regional for that, and he plays a huge role on our Gang International team, helping my cousin Pastor Ryan and helping our team, create and try to, build avenues, more avenues, because our ministry already we have the UTC, we have the MTC, we have now the third wave campus.
Yeah.
We have so many avenues for this third wave to be trained and equipped. And, there's me and my cousin Pastor Ryan, we were talking to my grandpa Pastor Sonny a couple of weeks ago, and we were talking about this third wave. We were talking about what is taking place and what we want to see, and he's sharing his heart because we've heard it over the pulpit where he is he wants to spend the rest of his life investing into this third wave,
Yes.
where he has such a passion for us and such a passion in young leadership. And he was sharing with us that, you know, he believes in this third wave so much that he believes that this is going to be the wave, this is going to be the generation that is going to spread out and fulfill Isaiah 54, one of our promise scriptures. And then he sat back for a minute, and then he said, I believe in them, but I don't know if they believe in themselves.
Wow.
And it made me sit back and think, do I even believe in myself, taking my place in this third wave as a third wave leader? Because not only do we need preachers, not only do we need evangelists, you know, we're not doing the same strategy anymore. But now we're taking cities with teams that have special roles. We need admin leaders. We need, you know, people that can evangelize, but then also be the evangelistic leader. And we need to play different roles in this strategy.
Yeah.
So Mia, what role do you play within this third wave?
Right now, currently, I serve as a UTC staff there in the West Coast, and my role in the third wave is getting young girls to see that in themselves. You know, just like your grandpa said, do they see it in themselves? I have the privilege and the honor to get to disciple, to train up, and to raise up young gang girls that would believe in themselves, that would see themselves, and they would see the call of God upon their lives, that they would see the no limits. You know, this third wave has given gang girls like us opportunity to take our place, opportunity to lead. And right now, I play this vital role in developing, and it's so amazing. Like, I get to develop third wave leaders to take their place in this ministry, and I honestly love what I do. I love that the third wave has given us opportunity to do this.
Yeah, and that's such a beautiful thing, because you're saying that you're living with these women, these young women from the ages of 18 to 35.
Yeah.
And you're developing them to go back home, and who knows where God's going to take them after that. But you get to play that vital role in their lives from a young age to build them in the things of God and as a leader. And that's such an amazing thing. And as a Gang Girl Regional, you do that as well. Being on the Amsterdam team, you're going to be playing such a vital role. But it starts with us really believing in ourselves and positioning ourselves in what this third wave is. And there's just, I think in this third wave, we're seeing such a shift. Such a shift within our whole ministry, that we're not carrying ourselves the way we were before. We're not thinking the same way we were before. On Monday night, we heard my Aunt Sister Doreen speak a powerful message on expanding our mentality, expanding our capacities. And that has to happen with us if we want to see it happen with other people. And that's what this third wave is. It's creating leaders. Like, we could say it time and time after again, and Pastor Sunny could say it time and time after again. But are we catching it? Are we catching this wave? Because I know you both are. But are all of us catching this third wave?
You know, I believe that in this time, you know, I'm a product of an accelerated process. You know, I've only been saved 6 years, and God has really accelerated my process. And I believe one of the attributes of the third wave is the acceleration that's taking place. You know, what took before, because we were barely beginning, years to take, now it's taking a little bit of time. You know, like, it would take a decade, and now it's only years. Like, we see it in what's taking place in Panama. So right now, in this acceleration of process, like, I think in the third wave, we're being very strategic in all the plans that Pastor Ryan has put. You know, even in our tiers, like, it's so strategic the way he's placing people. It's like, no matter what age you are, no matter where your capacity is, there is an accelerated growth course for you to follow. And I think that that's so strategic in the third wave, you know?
And Dorina, do you have any?
The same, you say that there's a place for every person at every stage. There's no lack of process for you. If you're in your local church, don't get comfortable there. You know, don't get comfortable just being a Sunday morning goer. Find something to do. Find some way to contribute, because that's really what we're doing as Victory Outreach. We're a movement contributing to the revival and the like Sister Rosanna said this morning, we're the ark of the end times,
Yeah.
and we're a contribution, and every person in the outreach has a contribution. So find yours and excel in it, and watch where God will take your life. There's no lack in our ministry of opportunity.
Yeah. And this third wave, like we said before, it isn't just the gang. It isn't just God's anointed now generation, but it involves the pioneer generation.
Yes.
It involves the Joshua generation.
Yes.
That we need you. We need your experience. We need you to grab a hold of that young person in your church, in your
Yes.
ministry. Grab a hold of them, disciple them, because more than ever before, we need disciplers to take their place and really grab onto these
Yeah.
third waivers.
Yes.
Like even last night, I sat with Sister Carmen from Victory Outreach Mesa.
Wow.
They just got sent out. They're
Yeah.
a third wave
A third wave
church,
church.
and they're growing rapidly.
Yes.
And it's such a. I love watching her Instagram stories.
Yeah, me too.
I
Me
love
too.
it
I love
because you see the dynamic things that are taking place there, and
Definitely.
they've just redid their kids game. They just redid their stage. Whatever they're doing, they're home.
Yeah.
I don't care what it is.
Yeah.
I want to see what's
Yeah,
taking
me
place
too.
in Victory Outreach Mesa, because it's an exciting thing that a third wave couple that is a product of the God's anointed now generation is taking their place in this ministry.
They raised up and said yes.
Yes. And that's what we need to see. More of that.
Yes.
And that's what I know our founders want to see. I know that's what our elders, our steering committees, that's what we want to see. And that's what our conventions have been about.
Yes.
Yes.
And it's an exciting thing to hear, and it's exciting to hear it. But then are we grasping it?
Yeah. I think just the sound of your grandpa's words are just echoing in our ears that he's desiring to pour all of himself into this third wave. And I think in this third wave, that's the value of mentorship. Like mentorship is so needed. Like we need people to teach us through their experience. Like, and that is what is in with the acceleration. It's like your experience now makes my wisdom. You know, because you went through the things you went through, because you know the strategy. Like now I have wisdom gained from mentors, you know? And it's just, I think it's mind-boggling just thinking. Like he's gonna pour all of himself, like all this anointing, all these years of wisdom into my generation. And I feel personally like it's such a privilege, but it's also such a responsibility for us to rise up. We have the opportunity like never before. We're given a voice like never before. And it's just echoing through the churches. And Victory Outreach Mesa is one of the churches here, you can see it. It's echoing loud. The opportunity and even the quality of it is third wave.
Yes. Like Pastor Sonny's words, the next 5 years he wants to see third wave churches rise up. That's prophetic, and we have to value those words and hold on to them and walk carefully, circumspectly, like the Bible says, you know, to be a part of that, not to miss the wave, you know. There are ways to miss the wave if you're not in tune, if you're not in the right timing, if you're not in the right place. Sister Rosanna said it clearly this morning that we should be in the presence of God, living, dwelling there, so that when the opportunity comes, you say, yes, not, I need to pray about it, or I'm not quite sure, but you're in tune with the Lord and His timing.
Yeah. And like we said, you are a part of this third wave. And we cannot wait to see our whole family there at World Conference 2020 in August. We hope to see you there. Don't forget to share our social media platforms, Victory Outreach International. And we are so happy that you were with us tonight. God bless.